Hi, Facebook. It's Krisha Young here, coming at you live today on this Friday morning, afternoon. It's 11:40 a.m. Eastern. Hello, whatever time it is for you right now. Today, I wanted to talk about when the shit hits the fan in your life, what tools do you have in your toolbox to recover or to get yourself through this? And if you haven't been doing any kind of work around taking care of yourself or learning the tools or anything like that, chances are you probably don't have very many to pull from. And so when the shit hits the fan, it can be way more difficult than it needs to be. So what got me thinking about this particular topic was I was talking to one of my clients this morning, and we've been working together for a few months now, and she has like a crap ton of tools in her toolbox now after the amount of time that we spent together. So when things go sideways in life, which they always do, here's the thing: when you start doing the work on yourself and working towards feeling better and dealing with the shit that's in your life, it doesn't mean that these things never happen again. I mean, like, they do, and it's life, like kids are going to be kids, and a work colleague is going to be a work colleague, and maybe no sales come into your business. Like, there's a lot of stuff that can and will continue to go wrong, and go sideways and be difficult to deal with. And so it's a matter of how are you dealing with these things when they come up, and are they taking you out? Are they, driving you towards numbing out in whatever particular way you numb out? And that could be drinking, that could be eating. There's many ways in which people choose to numb out, myself included, and I'm not immune to any of this. And so what my client was saying, she was talking about, the shirt's not great for TV, is it? She was saying that she was talking about her, someone that she knew who was just really stressed out. She's an executive working for a company, and just runs this like story of constantly being stressed and overwhelmed and all that, and it's manifesting as physical symptoms, as this always does. And she ended up on sick leave or stress leave for a couple of weeks, and my client said, I'm hoping that that's going to be enough for her to recover and not end up back in the same space again. And I said, well, is she doing any work on herself while she's in this like recovery phase of being on stress leave? And she said, no, I don't think she is. And I'm like, well, then no. Like, she's going to be, as soon as she goes back to work and she goes back into that shark infested waters, she is going to like fall right back into old patterns and habits and behaviors. This is why going on vacation is just an escape. Spending $5,000-$6,000 on a vacation when you're stressed out, please don't do that. Spend $5,000-$6,000 on a coach that's going to help you deal with your life instead. And then that way you go on vacation and you don't come back and like enter life exactly as it was when you were trying to escape it a few minutes, like a couple weeks ago, right? It's an escape. And it's the same thing that's happening with this woman. She's on this sick leave, but she hasn't dealt with any of the reasons why she burnt out in the first place. She hasn't dealt with any of the beliefs and the conditioned habits that continue to put her in overwhelm and put her in that space of, feeling, a victim to the circumstances, right? And so as soon as she goes back to work, she's going to be in that shark infested waters, and she's going to have no clue how to deal with any of it still. And she is going to continue on the path of burnout. And she probably just doesn't know any better. And, a lot of probably what she's seeking is to lose weight and, going for these programs that maybe help her to eat better or to lose a few pounds, but that never addresses the real reason and the real issue of what's going on. That's why I am offering this new opportunity for everybody and for you. Why I don't do things like 21 day or bust sugar or carb this or whatever, because all of that is just the surface bullshit that doesn't really get to the deep reasons why you feel the way you feel. And so my question to you, I guess, is what are the tools in your toolbox that you're using right now in order to help you cope with the shit that's going down? And if your tools in your toolbox include things like numbing out with a bottle of wine, or even it could be like extreme health things, right? Like going to the gym like a crazy person and working out constantly, or going on another extreme diet where you're like restricting your food intake and you're being super, super good with your food and you're doing all of that kind of stuff. There's extremes on both ends in terms of like the healthy side and the unhealthy side of it, right? But I'm here to tell you that there is a medium that you can learn and pull from that doesn't vacillate you between those two extremes, because those extremes is what ends up screwing up your mindset to make you think that you can't do this. And if you have a bad day, or you have an off day, or you have a busy day and you can't do those extremes, whatever it is, perfectly, then you start to feel like shit and you give up and you start to think that you can't do this and that, it's not for you, right? So when I was talking to my client earlier, after I said this to her, she's like, yeah, that makes complete sense. And I said, yeah, I said, like, look at your toolbox. I said, like 3, 4, however many months ago we started working together, you had no tools in your toolbox. Like, she knew what she should be doing, but she wasn't doing it. And instead, it was just this cycle of overwhelm, this cycle of this mindset and these thoughts and these beliefs that she had around what she should or shouldn't be doing, and the perfection. And, if only I walked more, and if only I did this better, and if only I did that. Now, instead, she has some tools in her toolbox. And she really usually, like, I've taught her many, but she usually pulls out one tool. And that one tool is the tool that she's like, it's her go-to. And that one tool for her is the thing that allows her to not go all cray-cray again. And to when the shit hits the fan, she knows, okay, where's my toolbox? Here it is. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pull this tool, remember that I have this tool, and use this tool when things go awry, right? Whereas, and I have my tools too. I have my tools that I use when things go sideways for me. I always remember bringing it back to nutrition. Am I eating? Am I eating properly? Am I nourishing my body? When was the last time I had fish oil? When was the last time I took probiotics? When was the last time I had like a nice, beautiful green salad, right? Like that's a tool in my toolbox. And my other tools consist of, what am I doing in terms of managing and monitoring my mindset? Like, when was the last time I meditated? When was the last time I took care of myself and took myself out to do something really, really nice, right? Just some examples, but I have these tools in my toolbox that I have learned over time through nutrition school and through my own coaches and through my own learning and self-development, that when the shit hits the fan, I'm like, okay, shit's hitting the fan. I might get sucked into the victim mindset or whatever it is for a little while. And then I remember my tools, and I remember I have friends, and I remember I have certain things that I can use in order to help navigate whatever the hell is going on. And so, but 3 years ago, I didn't have any tools in my toolbox. I had none. I had overwhelm. I had no tools in my toolbox in order to be able to navigate when the shit hit the fan. And so the shit would hit the fan, and then I would just immediately default to wine. I would immediately default to feeling sorry for myself. I would immediately default to eating chips. I would immediately default to whatever the habits and the patterns I had, because I didn't know any different. I didn't know any better. And then obviously all the physical symptoms started to manifest in my body in terms of the weight gain, in terms of like the exhaustion and all the digestive problems that I had. And then once I learned how to manage and mitigate all of that stuff, now, like I said, I have all these new tools in my toolbox. I think this is a fantastic metaphor. If any of you watching right now are struggling with feeling the way you're feeling, there's nothing wrong with how you're feeling. First of all, okay? There's nothing wrong with, like feeling frustrated or feeling whatever when the shit hits the fan. But I would ask you to take a look at what your tools in your toolbox is. And you may think you have some really great tools in your toolbox, but are they really serving you? Are they still serving you? Are they enough? There's only so many books we can read on this stuff. Like, it has to be something that's implemented and something that we do. So this is why I have created the Delicious Life Movement group program that I'm rolling out in the next couple of weeks. And because what I want to do is I want to give people a tangible toolbox that you can use to make these shifts in your life. So it's not to take away the stuff. It's not to take away your business. It's not to take away your obligations. It's not to take away anything in your life. It is to provide you with the tools that you need in order to be able to navigate what's going on in your life and do it in a way that you feel is supporting you, right? Rather than dragging you down and making you feel even more exhausted, right? I'm giving you the nutrition tools in order to be able to fuel your body so that you can get through your day and not need a fucking caramel latte thing at 3 o'clock so that you can continue pushing through your day, right? To give you the self-care practices that will allow you to nourish yourself at such a deep level that when you're giving, you're not giving from a place of resentment and bitterness and feeling like I have no fucking more to give. Like, I can't give anymore. Right? But yet you're still giving. You're giving to your family, you're giving to your business, you're giving to people, the company you work with or whatever, but you're feeling resentful and bitter about it because you're not getting anything in return. And so I want to give you the tools on how you can give yourself some stuff and not feel guilty about that, so that when you are giving and doing and serving, you're doing it from a place where you feel like, hey, I'm taken care of. I'm all good. Here, I have so much more to offer and give now, right? This all, the bottom line is it comes down to, how do you want to live your everyday? How do you want to live your life every single day? Do you want to continue to be on this cycle like this woman that I talked about at the beginning is on, in terms of, like burning out and burning the candle at both ends and doing all the things and complaining about it, not feeling good, feeling like shit, but not really knowing how to mitigate and how to manage that, right? And then going off on sick leave for 2 weeks or however long, which in itself, when you're, a high performer, a high achiever, you're just like, oh my God, like, how can I be on sick leave? Like, this is crazy. You feel that you're not contributing to society, and you take a hit with something like that. I don't want that for you. I want to prevent you from getting there. Or if you've been there and you're in there right now, I can help you, like, either prevent that or navigate your way through that, right? I myself have been through it. This is what I've been privately coaching my clients with for the last 3 years. So it's not just nutrition that we do at all. It never has been. It's always been this combination of looking at your entire lifestyle and all the different areas that you can improve. And it might sound like super overwhelming, like, oh my God, you're going to overhaul my life. Holy shit. But it's done in a way that is respectful of the fact that you are one busy mofo, and in a way that feels really, really good and fun and not like, I find, honestly, I find a lot of these cleanses and meals and like diets, and I find them extremely overwhelming. I feel like there's so much work in these things. It's like, holy crap, look at all the food you have to buy. Look at all the overhauling you have to do. And my approach is fuck that, like fuck dieting and fuck burnout, because it's not working. And it sets people up for failure, because it's like setting up these super high expectations about, you know, what you should and shouldn't be doing, and cutting this out and stopping that, and all this kind of shit. And it's not really addressing the real underneath root cause problem. And it's not giving people an opportunity to just like, you know, continue to do the things that they love to do, but do it in a way that really feels like good and aligned, and gives you like that energy and helps you navigate the demands of whatever's going on in your life. So that's what I wanted to share today. There's still a couple spots left open in this program. It's an 8-week-long program. And yeah, this is revolutionary. Nobody else is doing a program like this out there that is specifically targeting, you know, the nutrition element and the root cause reason why you're feeling like shit all the time, plus the mindset strategies on how to set you up for success in both like your life and your business, and with health as well. So I'm combining those two strategies together, and I'm giving you a very holistic body, mind, soul view and solution to all of the stuff that's going on in your life right now that you've been trying to Band-Aid and remedy using maybe like nutrition and diet programs, or going to like extreme fitness things, or on the other hand, numbing out with like wine or food, or denial, or ignoring it, or whatever. So it's a super safe space, and you know, it's something that I know without a shadow of a doubt is going to make huge significant shifts in your life that will be permanent, not a Band-Aid over Niagara Falls, right? But a real good awareness and understanding of what's going on, what's keeping you from losing the weight, what's keeping you from moving forward, and giving you the tools in your toolbox to be able to like kick ass, like really fucking kick ass out there, and you know, be your best self and live your best life. You know, that's what I want for you. And that's why I've decided to. So if this is something that is really resonating with you, then like just do it. I mean, there's never, ever a good time to do these things, ever. There's never a good time. There's always something going on. There's always a reason to say no to yourself. There's always a reason. But you've got to get to a point, if you are in enough pain and you're done with how you're feeling, and you really don't want to feel this way anymore, I'm here. Let me support you. It's not scary, and it's not going to be a massive overhaul. You're not going to have to like, you know, buy a new kitchen, or quit your job, or, you know, become a Buddhist monk or anything like that. Anybody who's ever worked with me and known me for a long time knows that you know, my strategies fit into your busy everyday life very beautifully. And it works. And my clients have called it magic in the past, because they just don't understand how it works, but it just fucking works. And I'm really excited to share it with a lot more people, and doing it in a group format will help me be able to do that, and help you be able to really get the results that you're longing for in your body, in your mind, and in your soul too, right? Because it's not just about the physical, it's about all of it. And that's what I want for you. But I am going to be on you to make sure that you're doing the work and you're getting the results. And because I get it. There's a lot of programs out there, and a lot of them make a lot of promises. And at the end of it, you're just left like, I don't want this program to be one of those. It's going to be highly engaged and supportive, and yeah, it's going to be really awesome. So I'll put the sales page on there, and if this is resonating with you, then please But if it's not, and it's not the right time, then I really, really encourage you to seriously think about what tools you have in your toolbox, and seriously think about what you reach for when the shit hits the fan, and whether or not you are truly supported in that. And if you're not, what can you do to increase that support for you? Like, what can you do? Can you get some new books? You know, can you go to nutrition school? And that's what I did, right? I'm trying to save you from having to do that. But if that's of interest to you, you know, it's like 10K and or whatever. And so there you go. This is $397. So so there's many things that you can do to build up your tools in your toolbox. And you know, and I think that this program would be like a really great sort of quick way to build that. But you know, if you're just not there yet, then there's books and there's other ways that you can start building that toolbox.